So she comes in. She's like, all right, fine. You want to see what happens? And she walks in and all of a sudden just starts bleeding out of her fucking eyes and her shoulders.
I mean, is hemophilia like that?
Yeah. I
if
mean,
you
like,
don't get invited into a home,
yeah.
will your eyes bleed?
Yeah. I want to know the lore. Tell me the lore. Like, how much of this is coming from Transylvania? No, is it always from a bump, or can it just be like spontaneous bleeds?
I mean, it's almost exactly nothing like what you've described. For 18 months, my parents sort of thought something wasn't quite right. I bruised like a peach, to the point where they, like, mum and dad would pick me up, put me down, and I'd have like thumb or fingerprints across my ribs, which had just sort of come out in a bruise. And
Jesus.
That'd be so scary, like picking up your baby and thinking that you're hurting.
Yeah, can you imagine being a parent being like, are we just doing this wrong?
Am
Like,
I too strong?
Are we picking this baby up with too much vigor?
Were
I
your
thought
parents,
this was gentle.
Were your parents also world champion athletes?
Right.
Well,
my mom and my dad are strong men and women.
my dad was a racing car driver, so like he had a good grip.
You do a lot of charity work. Can you tell us a little bit about Little Bleeders?
Yeah, so Little Bleeders is my charity. Funnily enough, we actually had trouble getting it through the charity commission because
of the name.
No, because of the old folk behind, like the old folk that decide didn't think that cycling was a good sport to promote.
Right. They were like, don't get more people into this.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
But look at me.
Yeah. So we focus on providing support, we do a lot of government lobbying to make sure that there's equal care for haemophiliacs across the country. So like, for example, even though we have a very good healthcare service, however, there was a kid in Manchester whose hospital was saying, you must not play football. If you play football, we're going to cut off your medication supply. And they got in touch, and we were like, they can't do this, but it is in your right to go and change hospitals, which they did. And then the kid the sort of young boy played football. So we do a lot of that. We're starting up like a sports fund. So if a young haemophiliac needs some financial help to get into a sport, or if they want to go and do like a triathlon and abroad, sort of, some help there. But to be honest, the long-term goal, which is far more difficult, is to try and get to a point where there's equal care given across the world. It's quite funny. The first time I did the Giro, I won stage 8. It's quite nice that with haemophilia, I don't have factor 8 as well. And then last year's Giro was stage 8 again. It was just, it was weird because I'm a time trialist, and generally those are where I get results. And I've won one road race in my career, and the rest of my wins have been in TTs. So kind of, I never wake up thinking like, I'm going to win today. I woke up that day thinking, this is a great day for a breakaway. That means the bunch is going to go really easy. I'm going to have a nice, cruisy day to recover a bit. And then just with the way things panned out, just kind of, I followed one move. The team had said, look, get involved, get stuck in. So we did at the start, got in the move that got away, and we're off. And then I kind of spent the whole race. I did have a change of mentality that day. And I was like, looked around, I was like, yeah, these guys, they're all quite good, but there's no good reason why I can't win this. And then we hit that, there was a big hill, or it was quite steep. It wasn't a long hill, but it was quite a steep hill. You hit that at the end twice. And up until that point, I've been like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to win today. And we went up that hill. I was like, right, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to win today now. But then we sort of got back on. Me and my teammate just turned out an absolute masterclass in team tactics. It was just, I mean, that was one of the highlights of it, because we didn't even talk. We just, he went and then I just went straight over the top.
Yeah.
And he then blocked as best he could. I just remember hearing the gap going out, because I was like, I need to get a buffer before we hit this climb. I need to get some time ahead of them before we hit this climb again, so that I can still be ahead as we crest the top, and then it's 8 kilometers to the finish. And the gap went up to like 50 seconds, and I was just there thinking, like, do they not know I can time trial? Like, do they not know that I, like, this is my bread and butter? So yeah, got over, and then it was like 2K to go. The guy in my ear, my director, was like, "You've got 40 seconds." Like, and at that point, I was like, there's no. So I kind of do all the maths in my head. I'm like, if I'm traveling at this speed, they need to travel at this speed to catch me. And at that point, I'm like, they can't catch me. Like, I can't now lose this unless I crash. So I think then I was, because I had some contract difficulties this year. At that point, I didn't have a job for 2021. So I went into that race thinking, this could be my last ever Grand Tour. Like, I'm going to enjoy it. I remember coming to the finish line thinking, this is probably going to net me a contract, but this could be the last Grand Tour. I mean, like, road race wins are quite few and far between. So I'm like, but this could certainly be the last road race win I ever have. How do I bottle up those 20 seconds of crossing the line and just try and sort of bottle it up and savor it, because it's so easy for it to just go by in a flash and forget it. Like, sort of comparatively, when I won the TT in 2013, I didn't really give the win the credit it deserved. And I was like, oh yeah, like, this is my first go at Grand Tours. Like, I've won one. I'm probably going to win a load more of these, because I was an arrogant little youngster. Yeah. So, and inevitably that didn't quite shape up the way.
Turned out to be harder.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just like, I'm gonna enjoy every second of this. And it was mental. Like, my director was like, think about how you want to celebrate, like, because for some riders,
on the radio as you're coming to the line.
Well, yeah, like, because some riders, like sprinters, they perfect their celebration, and it's basically like, I don't know, dancing, or you sort of compare it to modern day TikTok videos. It's a bit of it's quite a bit of showmanship, and I didn't know, I didn't think, I just I think it was just like, it was raw emotion, and it was quite wonderful. Just with everything attached to it as well, just the fact that I didn't have a job and we had a baby on the way, and it was quite something.